What is going on, everyone? As you can see, still in the studio, still same camera angle, and still talking about that Air 2s. But today we're kind of going over a topic matter I've already covered, and that is the master shots. I got so many comments asking about the props in the top, even though I did slightly mention you could turn that off. But this is a video directly about that topic, more of a deep dive into the master shots, why the props show up in the side of the shot, how you can get rid of it, and what you need to know before you turn off this feature. Let's go. All right, everyone, here we go. As you can see, still in the same place. Just like last time, remember, take off your props if you're turning it on indoors. Before you turn it on, take off the cover. I'm going to turn this guy on right here, and then I'm going to set it over there in the corner. Ready? All right, we are back. And something you should know that I didn't actually realize before I started this video is that in order to actually access the Mastershot settings, to be able to change the setting, you're actually going to have to launch the drone. Can't do it while it's sitting down. It has to be in flight and it has to be in Mastershots mode. So I just threw up my drone in the air, even though it's like midnight, and we're going to check out these settings. So pull it up right now, press your little three buttons in the side, and you will be going to camera mode. You'll notice you don't see anything about, as you look around, there's video mode, there's general mode, there's storage, nothing here in camera settings about the master shots until you come over and select master shots. Once you have master shots selected, once again, press your little buttons and look what's right there, master shot options. Now we're going to go right here to shooting priority. Now, this shooting priority, I briefly mentioned in my last video. If you have not seen that, then you should probably be checking out here first. But if you did see that and you just didn't see me mention this, this is exactly what I'm talking about. There are two options here. As you can see, there are obstacle avoidance and there's composition. Now, composition is what you want if you do not want the props to show up in the corner. But let me give you a little warning here, is that if you don't want the props to show in the corner, since the DJI Air2s has no side sensors, it moves at an angle whenever it's doing its master shots. And this is why you can see the props in the corner. Now, when you turn this to composition mode like such, it doesn't move at an angle. It just moves sideways like it normally would. And it uses absolutely no side sensors. The reason it moves sideways whenever you put obstacle avoidance on instead of composition mode is because it's trying to use its top sensor as both a top sensor and a side sensor. So it's trying to compensate for the fact that it's missing those two side sensors like all of its bigger brothers have. Now, whenever you choose composition mode, it will no longer try and use that top sensor as a side sensor, but just recognize the fact that now your drone has absolutely no side sensors and it is moving in sideways patterns. So there will be no obstacle avoidance. If you're somewhere where this doesn't really matter, maybe you're in a big open field, maybe you know the surroundings, you're okay, there's nothing your drone can crash into, okay, cool. But if you're like me and you're using this in regular situations in a neighborhood, I want my drone to have as much obstacle avoidance as possible while it's doing these auto flights. Now that I've showed you this in the menu, I'm going to go ahead and bring the drone back down since it's just hovering up there in midnight so I can show you this, and we'll go deeper dive into the talk. I just wanted to show you on the menu exactly where it is. All right, everyone, just got back inside. Everything landed safely, turned off, and we're back inside with the drone so I can show you in person exactly what I was just talking about. Now, when you look at the Air 2s, you'll notice there are no side sensors here, nothing on the side. What it does have are the two top sensors and the two front sensors right here. So as I was mentioning earlier, when it's doing its master shots, when you have obstacle avoidance on, what the drone is doing is tilting forward so that way whenever it moves, it can use this top and this front sensor as kind of like a side sensor. It's trying to emulate the fact that it has a side sensor. And when it does that, it's catching a little bit of this prop in the way, whether it's on the front or front left or front right. It doesn't matter which side you're going. It's still the same problem. Now, whenever you switch it on over to composition mode, like we were just talking about, it no longer tries to compensate using these. It will stay straight and just fly on over. But just keep in mind the fact that it will have no sideways obstacle avoidance. Now, there are other parts in the menu where you can turn off the ability to fly sideways. I don't know yet how that affects Mastershot since I haven't personally tried it, but you can actually disable sideways flight. So that may help, but it may also not allow Mastershots to get the correct shot. I don't really know because I haven't gone in that far. As I said before, I think it is personally more important for my drone to not hit something than it is to remove those props in the top of the shot, especially considering they're there for such a short amount of time. Now, I am personally not delivering the Mastershots product to my clients. I am using the shots that Mastershots takes and stitching them into my full video that I create. So I don't actually use the Mastershots itself that it creates. I just use all the footage from it flying around. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's how I do it. And that's why I don't care about those props showing for a couple seconds, because I don't deliver that product. I just don't use the shot where the props show up in the corner. Like, it's that simple. Everyone comments about it here and here and here and here and here. There are so many comments talking about how enraged they are that there are props showing in the corner of the shot and how they would never deliver that to a client. And I'm not suggesting you do deliver that to a client. I'm suggesting you use this tool and this incredible piece of machine to fly around all by itself. And then when you're editing the video, use your best judgment as to what shots to use. Don't use the too small areas of shots where the props are shown. But once again, if you do want to deliver just the master shots, you can turn off that obstacle avoidance, tell it to care about composition more than obstacle avoidance, and you'll have no problems, other than maybe your drone smashing into something. But other than that, that's a basic rundown of it. That's why I personally keep my obstacle avoidance on. I don't deliver master shots. I use them to clip into my full videos. But if you are using master shots and you care that much, switch it on over to composition mode and you'll be a much happier person. Thanks for watching, as always. If you like the information I provide and the way I provided it, like, mash, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll catch you next time.